You cannot afford to miss a single moment of the next hour. Get ready to have your ideas about sexuality, love, and relationships blown wide open. It's time to get educated, entertained, and enlightened, as well as sexually empowered. You have now tuned into the Tantra Love, Sex, and Intimacy Show. Now, here's your host, Tanya Diamond.
Hi, welcome to Tantra Love, Sex, and Intimacy with your host, Tanya Diamond, and your co-host, Joshua Summer. I've been doing like a ton of interviews lately.
How many interviews have you been? You've been
being interviewed.
Being interviewed.
Yeah,
awesome.
Ton. And people do this thing like so many different ways.
The interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so some people, you know, they pre-record it, you know, and they chunk it up into these little chunks. Okay, we got 11 minutes.
Right.
So you're like, blah, 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 da, 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 and then they're like, okay, now you're in the middle of a sentence, whatever they're going
right,
to.
They had the answer they wanted.
That was 11 minutes. Well, because they they pre-record for the commercials.
Sure.
And then you get the other people that are like, you know, when they start and when they end, it's like, hi, this is so-and-so from da-da-da-da-da talk radio blot blah, you know, and welcome Nancy, and we're from, you know, blah, da, 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 it call number 97 Victor AM in Ontario. And so it's like this, you know, really
Are you actually on the air live doing it?
Yeah, there's this like really long, you know, intro you know, about all the call letters and all the, and then, so on today, you know, got my guest Tanya Diamond. Okay, hi. And, you know, so then we have like 6 minutes. And then, you know, okay, and so you're listening to call letter la 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 Ontario blah 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 la la la, and it goes, you know,
I've got to memorize that like crazy.
it's wild. And then when he comes back on after the break, same thing.
Yeah.
Few minutes conversation, back to the, you know, da 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 da. You're listening to.
Right. You're listening to. You have to do that constantly.
So it's like 4 segments of that.
Oh my God.
And then I think, well, we never tell people what they're listening to.
That's true.
Do you people want to know what you're listening to? Do you care what you're listening to?
www.loadingtantra.com.
This is Tanya Diamond on the Tantra Love, Sex, and Intimacy Show, hosted by www.contacttalkradio.com. And what is it? HD Radio? Sam, do you know what that is? HD Radio 106.9, Channel 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
Something
See, something like that, right? Anyway, so, you know, for all my fantasies about some major radio wanting to pick me up, they're not going to do that because clearly I am unprofessional. Clearly I have no idea how to say who I am and all that call-in stuff. So my hopes are dashed for good. So yeah, we may have a guest tonight.
Sweet.
And we may not. We'll find out. You know, if it's kind of like commitment. People can say they're committed.
Really?
But unless you wake up 20 years from now still in bed with the same person, you don't know.
Wow.
If you 20 years from now, you wake up in bed with somebody, the same person, you were committed.
That's commitment?
For the 20 years. You
well,
may not,
yeah, for the next 5 minutes.
Right.
You know. But that's pretty serious. I mean, you know, we're looking for a phone call from our guest.
Right.
You know, 20 years in bed, guest calling in. Wow.
Right. So, you know,
it's all about the next 5 minutes.
Right, exactly. We have no idea, but you know what? It doesn't matter.
I can see if I got a
like that.
friend on Facebook. I could see if she'll call in.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you want to call in? No, you know, we're good like that. We've both been, I've been through that time when I thought I had a guest and I didn't have a co-host and I spent an hour just giving, you know, Tanya, the rave of Tanya for an hour. It was actually amazing. I actually made it through it. I was pretty surprised.
You're very talented that way.
Well, orally talented.
Well, I'm making
verbally.
I'm making a conscious effort to curb my tendency to go there.
Excellent. All right. So yes, why have I been on a lot of interviews lately?
Would it have anything to do with? You've been thinking about gardening lately?
No.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let me tune in.
Yes, I can.
Do you have? It feels like it has something to do with paper, with writing. Writing. I'm getting writing.
You're getting writing. Excellent.
Are you writing a book?
Yeah, I wrote one. Right.
You wrote a book.
I know, yeah.
Well, we're right on it. Wait. Wait. Are you publishing a book this month?
Yeah, I published it last month. Sorry.
You published it last month. Yes. You're launching it this month.
That's exactly.
You're launching a book this month. Wait. Let me guess. Wait. I'm getting it. It's coming through the numbers.
There it is.
March 23rd.
Excellent.
You are launching your book.
Right. And if you're psychic like that too, then you've probably heard that on March 23rd and 24th, we are launching Beyond Sex Tantra, my new book. And the reason you're like, what do you mean launching? I mean, you got the book, you can buy it. You can buy it. I mean, it's at Amazon, it's at Barnes & Nobles, it's out.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want you to buy it yet.
Don't buy it yet.
Because if you buy it right now, it'll just be you bought the book, which is super cool.
But you could go into Barnes & Nobles and say, do you have this book yet?
Right.
Oh, why not?
Right, exactly. So, if you're in a bookstore, ask them, do you have Beyond Sex Tantra by Tanya Diamond? And when they say, oh, no, we don't, we say, oh, that's too bad. I guess I'm going to have to buy it on Amazon. That'll cause them to run out and buy the book.
Right.
And the more people ask in the bookstores, the more they'll carry it.
Right.
But why do you want to wait till March 23rd to buy this book?
Because
this is super cool. Not only do you get entered to win a week stay in Kona, Hawaii as a grand prize. So you buy a book for $18.95. You get entered in a drawing, and boom, you may be going to stay in Hawaii at a dear friend of mine's cool resort.
So a member of our circle has offered that.
She has given that away as a grand prize for the people that buy the book on March 23rd, March 24th. We also, I hear, have some other big things coming down the turnpike, such as a free tuition to a major event up in Canada that's quite sought after. So you're going to want to know what's going on, because what your $18.95 is going to buy,
keep your finger on the pulse.
Yeah, is a lot of things. But you right now, because you don't want to miss it, anybody out there that's listening can go to no, not you. Go to www.beyondsextantra.com. Go check that out.
BeyondSexTantra.com.
BeyondSexTantra.com. Check it out. And there's a little box there under my video that's called an opt-in box. And if you stick your name and email address in there, then we will send you... There it is.
My goodness.
You will get on the email to get the update about what kind of prizes there are, and you'll get your reminder. Today's the day. We'll remind you a couple days before, and then the day before. Buy the book today, and you'll get all your stuff.
Online or in a store, directly
online.
from us.
Right now, we're going to give you the page.
Okay, so it's online.
Yeah.
You'll get the reminder. Do it on the 23rd. Here's the link.
We will make it so easy for you. You will open up your email that'll have this thing that talks about Tanya's book, and you open it up, and right there it'll list all the things you get. It'll have 2 buttons, Amazon or Barnes & Noble. So if you don't like Amazon, fine, buy Barnes & Noble. Who cares? And you just click one of those buttons, you buy the book, and boom, you get all this stuff plus entered to win that week stay in Hawaii.
I love it.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
Because we love you so much.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on here, and we're really, really excited. At least I'm really, really excited about this. And it's been
pretty
lots of fun.
excited.
If you're listening to this and you're one of those people that has a business that has downloadable products, and you think to yourself, wow, how can I get in on this?
Right.
You got to
give
call me.
us a call.
Call me if you are into a joint venture on a book launch, and you just want to get your name or your products out in front of 200,000 people, something like that. You give us a call, give me an email, Facebook me, drop me a helium from a helium balloon. Drop me something from a balloon. I just watched that guy do that, where he jumped out, 22,000 feet, wherever, in the stratosphere, jumped out of the weather balloon and, parachuted down.
Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of
Was
crazy.
he, wearing an airplane, or was he just in the squirrel suit?
No, he's just in a squirrel, in his suit with the oxygen mask on and stuff like that.
Jumped out of an airplane at 22,000?
No, weather balloon.
Jumped out of a weather balloon at 22,000 feet.
No, I mean, some outrageous amount. It might have been bigger than 22.
Got to check that out.
Yeah. So anyway, we're here to talk about what? Tantra loves sex and intimacy.
Tantra loves sex and relationships.
Apparently, we do not have a guest tonight, because I think they would have called
as of yet.
All right. So that means we can talk about whatever we want.
I love that.
And now we're quiet.
I love that.
Okay, so what's been going on? I'm off to teach at the couples weekend this weekend, the Sacred Couples Intimacy Weekend, and I love teaching that class. I love that weekend workshop. That is so amazing. I only teach to 5 or 6 couples, so it's very small. I teach in this super cool yurt on the beach.
It's beautiful.
It's and I think I get paid for this. This is the cool part. I'm sitting there going, they pay me for this. And it's just so amazing to have couples come in. And, some couples come in and take a class because they're very much already, they're in love and the relationship's awesome. And they're like, just let's take it to the next level.
Right.
Let's just keep it. They do things. They actually do things like couples,
Couples
classes.
doing things to improve their life
I know.
together?
Isn't that crazy?
What?
I know, it's wild. So they're already on that track where they're spending time doing that kind of stuff, where they believe that they're investing in their relationship by actually doing retreats and workshops and stuff like that. That is, some people believe, we've got to get away to Hawaii.
Right.
A vacation, go lay on the beach, get drunk, whatever, spend the money doing that. That might be cool, but do you know if you were actually to spend that money on something that you took away tools and enhancements for your life and your relationship, I think that would be even more valuable.
Yeah.
Investing in your relationship, investing in the education that nobody ever gave you.
Well, investment always repays residuals. There's an ROI, return on investment.
Yeah.
But then there's residuals, things that happen on a recurring basis. And when you invest in your relationship and learn tools and skills and things that are daily practices, then, gosh.
Right. You don't end up one of the 40 million sexless couples in the United
talk about payback.
So then there are couples that come to me and they're kind of in the middle. They're like doing okay, but kind of disconnected.
Okay.
They're wondering what's happened.
Okay.
Everything used to be so cool, and now we're just a little bit. Where's the spark? Stuff like that. So they show up, and that's cool because they get to learn, once again, all these cool things that all of a sudden give them, that spark back. They're like, in fact, day one, they're already looking different because, one, they've come together to do something together. Right? And then there's those couples that are, more than once. I've got the ones that are on the edge of divorce.
Oh, right.
They're there because they need something to change or they're done.
Right.
And so it's a small group and I get that kind of variety. Everybody from the new age people that are like, oh yeah, we're all spiritual, we love to do yoga together, to the, last one, NFL football player from Florida that's like, what's up? What's this stuff? Just kind of like, sitting there with his arms crossed going, why am I here? My wife drugged me. Here I am. And,
drugged you?
Drugged me and flew me from Florida to the Sunshine Coast in Canada. And so everything in between. The biggest thing that I hear from men, a lot of men are like, I don't do that group thing. And I'm not going to go talk about my personal stuff in front of a group. Those are the very guys that after the group thing are like, wow, this was so awesome.
I'm so glad that the other guys were here because I didn't even realize that everybody's having the same thing going on.
Right. And so they're just so thankful. And it's like, this was so great to hear about, all these other guys and all this stuff. If I sound strained, it's because I'm actually trying to take my clothes off, but don't worry about that.
She is.
Okay. Anyway. So
it's a darn good thing I've got my reflection to look at.
Oh, that's right.
Notice I've in my computer screen or looking at you.
He's trying not to look at himself in the window. So the couple thing is awesome. It's awesome to watch couples really start to get it. And the number one thing people say to me is, oh my gosh, this is so easy. Why is this so easy? Why didn't we already know this? How come we didn't do this already and we didn't know this? That's because we're all ignorant. And people get real upset when I say that. We're all ignorant. It's a loaded thing, but who is teaching relationship management? Who is teaching sex beyond sex ed, level 1 sexuality? Not very many people.
No.
And so it's not something you're supposed to know. Just because you met and you fell in love and you got married and you're muddling through it, you really do want to invest in your long-term relationship. You want to invest in something. You want it to last a lifetime. Some people they'll go through this, like their car, right? How much money do people that own really nice cars spend on maintaining their car?
It's at least $2,000 every time you send it to the mechanic. And actually you anticipate when you're going to bring it there.
Right, exactly. So you know that it needs a tune-up. You know that it needs a 60,000 mile or 3,000 mile or 12,000 mile thing. We don't do that with our relationships. How come we're not tuning up our relationships? How come your relationship doesn't have a 12-month tune-up?
Relationships having a 12-month tune-up?
How cool would that be?
That also presumes that you had a manual or a start date that I guess there's anniversaries.
Right. So we get married and, we commit that on our anniversary, instead of going to a fancy dinner, right? I mean, a dinner, right?
Right.
Super fancy dinner in a hotel. We're actually going to go take, a course. We're going to invest in our relationship.
Talk about a sexy man, getting props for making something happen in his relationship, saying, honey, we're going away on a weekend.
Yeah.
I want to take you someplace that will be an investment in our relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the guys did that one of the weekends. He didn't actually do that. He said, we're going away and we're going to go camping. And she absolutely hates camping. She's quite a city type of girl. Sure. And she's like, camping? And he goes, yeah, don't worry, I've got it figured out. And she's like, oh, okay. And they end up, at this resort, and I show up and they're sitting in the living room, and she goes, Tanya, what are you doing here? Because she'd met me at a conference once. I'm like, oh, I'm just hanging out. What are you doing here? She goes, we're going to go camping, I guess. And she's like rolling her eyes. And it took her, about 30 minutes to all of a sudden this other people started showing up. So really, oh, we're not camping, are we? No, we're at this really nice resort and we're going to take a workshop. And she's Asian, very shy, the hands in front of the mouth whenever she laughed and stuff like that. And she was, oh my God, talk about transformed. By the end of this thing, she was just like,
had she been to any of your classes before? How did she know you?
Her fiance, her boyfriend, had taken quite a few classes from me.
Oh, okay.
And so he decided that he was going to surprise her.
Right, with a camping trip.
Right.
To the Tanya Diamond Institute.
Right, exactly. And so, couples have come to my classes in a lot of different fashions, in a lot of different ways. And I think the most beautiful thing at the end is, seeing the difference. Looking at them and going, oh yeah, wow, wow, what have they learned? What's going on? And then I always like to keep track, check up on them later and see what's happening. But, on learningtantra.com, you can go and hover over the workshop button, and you'll see Couples Sacred Intimacy. And they're actually videos of the last group.
Oh, cool.
Video testimonials from the last group that attended. So anyway, investing in your relationship. Investing in your education surrounding relationship and sexuality, I think it's important. I think it's needed. I think it's necessary. And we need to get with it.
Important. How many people in our society say, gosh, I wish there was a manual for life, a manual for marriage, a manual for raising kids. I mean, our cars have manuals, our microwaves have manuals, our toasters have manuals. Don't stick your fingers in here.
Some of them written in different languages that we can't read.
Right, 5 languages, 10 languages.
Exactly.
It takes me 10 minutes to find my language on some of these manual.
Right, but they want you to know exactly how to work their product, and yet we don't come with that kind of stuff, and we need to.
And here, I mean, Tanya, you're an incredible talent and a gift to the world, personally.
Wow.
Okay?
I mean, hey, gift to the world.
That's what I think. I'm going to say it.
I'm blushing now.
Good. And you're offering from what you've learned, what you've spent your life receiving as teachings or what, some of your innate knowledge and talents are, helping people discover how to tune into the manual of life. Some of it is basic skills, but carry it for each other. Yeah. So, I think I'm going to go to one of your workshops sometime.
You think so? Well, that'd be a great thing. So, standing around in the shower today, I was contemplating the, why we've come up with, modern Tantra, and which is coming soon for everybody. We're launching it this year. And modern Tantra is the life mastery program that I've created, and the 5 levels to life mastery. And I was contemplating the fact that, we constantly wonder why we get some of it right and some of it wrong. I mean, what are the areas of of life? There's our self, and there's our relationships, and there's our business, and then there's like the big picture, right? And you can be going gangbusters in your business, and then all of a sudden everything crashes around you. And you wonder what happened. Well, that's because your foundation wasn't solid. That's because the other things weren't solid. And when we put together the 5 levels for life mastery with Tantra, using Tantra to teach that, we came up with level 1, the level of awareness, Tantra of awareness. And the simple matter of that is that's your basic bottom foundation, is the bottom, the main floor of your foundation is your awareness of how you do this is how you do everything. Okay? So we can take a look at anybody and say, wow, okay, so here you are living in this complete cluttered mess, let's say. You know? Oh, let's talk about that, Josh. You should have seen the look on his face. I wasn't even talking about you, but so, some people live in this kind of chaos, and this cluttered and things all over the place, and they never get around to getting anything put away. And they're doing that, and they don't think about the fact that awareness of how they do that is probably how they're doing everything. They don't even worry about that. They somehow think that has nothing to do with the relationships that are in a mess, mm-hmm. or their financial life that's in a mess, mm-hmm. or all these other things that are in a mess. And when I start on the Inner Circle program, my year-long program of coaching, the first thing I do, and they always laugh at me, they wonder, why am I doing this? I'm learning all these important things. And the first thing I say is, what does your house look like?
Right.
Tell me what's in the room that you're sitting in right now. Is it a mess? Are things laying around? Does it need to be cleaned, dusty? Do you have plates? What's going on? And I kind of walk them through that. And I know that they're just thinking, what? What do you mean? It's like, you need to get that in order. So one of my Inner Circle program guys said to me the other day, so, I went and I finally, stopped rebelling and I got my house in order. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Year into the program. And, got my house in order. He said, and usually I would leave my breakfast pan on the stove and I might do it later. But I picked up the pan off the stove and decided to clean it right then. And as I picked it up, I thought, I love myself. And he was just blown away. And he realized, yeah, why? Because how you keep your space, how you take care of your things is a direct reflection of how you care about yourself. Because they're your possessions, they're your energy. And are you caring for your things the way you care for yourself? And can you, now that I've asked that question, does that resonate?
Taking care of something right away rather than leaving it.
Right. And do you care for yourself the way you care for, isn't you're kind of scattered around and whatever? And
well, that's been one of my projects presently up on the screen, and realizing and looking at, wow, I'm not very nice to myself. The things I say when I'm just going about, I don't like this. Oh, that's terrible. I want to clean this room up. Or, driving and thinking about things that I don't like. And I'm either saying things to myself that aren't very nice, or at least I'm just feeling stress. I'm feeling compressed. Mm-hmm. And, last week I said, you're not allowed to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
I fired myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Gave myself a timeout.
Nice.
But to realize that, what would happen if I began to talk to myself the way I talk to other people?
Or if you treated yourself like you're
considerate,
beloved.
be thinking about, how does my mom think about me? My mom adores me. She rocks.
Hi, Mom.
What if I were to actually feel about myself the way my mom does? With hope and inspiration and seeing all my aspirations ahead of me. Wow, interesting. I might begin to actually feel a lot better about myself if I started to think better about myself.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Strange?
Yeah.
Strange but true.
And in the process of doing that, I have to confess my life has become a bit more stressed, but that's because things are happening. Things are moving. Opportunities are opening up. And, I'm doing everything I can to step one foot in front of the other to keep up with it.
Right. Well, but let's go back to the very basic of how you keep your room. How you keep your stuff. But
yeah.
You can see the tie-in.
Critical.
Right?
It's critical. It feels so good to walk into my room when it's clean.
Right.
I'm getting ready to move, so I've actually started to put things in categories and boxes, and as I've moved those into a different room, and now it's out of my room, I'm like, wow, it's nice to walk in here. Mm-hmm. Little by little, it's like, hey, this is pretty cool. Maybe I'll just move this stuff into the new place and leave the stuff in the other room.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Not bring it with me.
Well, there is that, right? Because certainly that's part of that, too, is the simplifying.
Realizing what's necessary to have in a room. You told me about that a while ago. What's necessary for each room in the house, and anything that's not pertinent or necessary to that room, it doesn't belong there.
Right.
Store it or get rid of it.
Well, when we hang on to lots of things, and mm-hmm. then you can say, so somebody that hangs on to a lot of things is also mm-hmm. hanging on to a lot of emotional things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, so, when you look around and you've got all of these things and you can't ever get rid of anything and you're loath to throw it away or move it or whatever, you are committed to hanging on to past issues.
And the worry that I might, if I throw this away, there might be something important in there. There might be something I need in there, or there might be something confidential that I don't want to just throw away in there.
Would that be like hanging on to relationships that aren't serving you?
You think?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I actually, had a whole bunch of confidential, archived out things to get rid of, and I created ceremony around it. And actually, one evening, it was late. It was like 11 at night, and I said, I'm doing this now. And I had a small fire pit set up, and I started stacking these papers and burning them systematically. I know, burning versus recycling. It was an emotional catharsis.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
And interesting, there were 2 items in that process, 3 items that as I put it on the fire, it caught my eye, and I said, I need that piece of information, someone's address that I've been looking for a long time. Just grabbed the top page, took it off while the rest caught on fire. Done. Right. A friend of mine's, who was a business partner, an old driver's license was in there. I'm like, my God, where are you going to get a picture from 1979?
Right.
What an opportunity. Grabbed it, everything else caught on fire, and moved on from everything else. Yeah. It was beautiful. Well,
and so, contemplate that. The foundation of Tantra of awareness, the awareness that everything you do, how you do this, simply put, this is not a simple concept, and it takes, we actually we'll be teaching a weekend workshop on this, but how you do this is how you do everything. Why it is we think we can concentrate on our business and let the rest of our lives fall apart, or just concentrate on our relationship, or just concentrate on ourselves, or just take all these, come on, people. How much money have the self-help junkies of the world spent on books and workshops? Okay, my hand is up. Okay, you can't see it, but my hand is up.
Her hand is up.
Okay,
I
so
confirm this.
I have more letters behind my. Do you know what the number one thing that all the radio show hosts are saying now?
It's
It's
hilarious.
hilarious.
A lot of letters
it's hilarious.
behind
it's
your
like,
name.
This is so today my guest is Tanya Diamond, the Tantra teacher, and wow. Okay, so she's got a ton of letters behind her name. I am certified. I am so certified. It's
right.
Yeah, right. It's not even funny. I think the last count there were like 42 letters, 2 titles in front, 42 letters behind my name. And it's crazy. And so for years, that's what I did. The next workshop, the next workshop, the next workshop.
You accumulated knowledge.
Right. And it was crazy because all that knowledge actually, most people don't do anything with it. 1% or 2% of the people in a, Millionaire Mind workshop, right? Great thing. The Millionaire Mind, Harv T. Harv Eker.
Yep.
Awesome. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people take that.
Yep.
Out of those thousands, it's still only 1 or 2% that actually follow the process and change anything.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Yep.
We spend the money, we go read the books, we do all of this crazy stuff, but we don't work the process.
Even changing a broad spectrum of their life. I took some of his workshops, and then I took some other trainings that dovetailed into it, and went back to the sales job that I was doing at the time and made a 300% increase in my volume.
Nice.
That was great. However, I got a lot of nice pats on the back, but I didn't apply it to the confidence to demand the increase in pay soon enough that it would make a difference.
Right.
I didn't make more room in my life. I'm one of those people. I took the workshops and I didn't apply it globally in my life.
Right. Yeah. So these are the things. There's a million plans and there's a million processes. And when somebody calls me and says, hey, I'm thinking about taking this workshop, what do you think? I go, hey, guess what? It's probably awesome. And guess what? It probably works. Like every email, you get those emails that say, make money stuffing envelopes.
Oh, right.
They're not scams, people. People do make money stuffing envelopes. You just have to follow the process. Most of us quit halfway through anything that looks like it might have to change you.
Oh, might have to follow through?
You might have to follow through. You might actually have to make a change.
If I follow through, I might be successful?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
I'm not sure I can commit to that.
Exactly. And with that, I think we're going to take a break and let Joshua contemplate that. And you might contemplate that too. Where is it that you take all this information but never really apply it? We'll see. We'll hear back from you in a few.
I'm looking at myself.
I know.
I'm too sexy for your party. Too sexy for your party. The way I'm disco dancing. I'm a model. You know what I mean? And I do my little turn.
of the 40 million sexless couples in the U.S.? Are you wondering why having sex leaves you feeling lonely? Are you suffering from the myths of sexual dysfunction? Do you know in your heart that there has to be more than what you're currently getting out of making love? To rid yourself of sexual ignorance, get more out of your lovemaking, and find out more about spiritual sexual connection, then you need to check out www.thetantrateacher.com to receive your free copy of the ebook called Secrets of the Tantra Teacher. Don't suffer another minute without the sexual loving and ecstatic bliss you were born to receive. Get to www.thetantrateacher.com right now. That's www.thetantrateacher.com.
Is your sex life non-existent? Do sexual dysfunctions leave you soft? Is internet porn getting more than you are? Or are you paying more attention to porn than your partner? Have you tried talk therapy and it got you nowhere? You are not alone. You can be freed from sexual shame, guilt, and dissatisfaction. A visit to the Tantra Teacher is in order. Call now and mention you heard the Tantra Teacher on the radio and get a very special offer. Stop waiting for a miracle and call right now. 206-276-2735. Phone consultations or in person will get you the information you need to be successful in your love life. But you have to call now. 206-276-2735. Stop making excuses. Call the Tantra Teacher. 206-276-2735.
Did you know that you can rate this show on iTunes? The show you're listening to right now. It's true. You can leave your thoughts about the show, the topic, the guest. You can even leave a suggestion. Then, before you leave, rate the show. The hosts love hearing from you, so next time you download this show from iTunes, leave your thoughts and rate the show for the host and for others. Now is your chance to be part of the show. Call 877-230-3062. Call in with your questions or thoughts and talk with the host and their guests. Again, that number is 877-230-3062.
What's too sexy for my body, I wonder?
Well, that's that moment where I start feeling like, oh my God, I can't stand being in my skin. This feels so good. And we're not talking about when I'm doing anything to myself. When I get excited about anything, it starts to kind of well up and expand. I'm like,
that's totally true.
ADD hyperactive kid.
We had a little excitement during the break. We actually we heard from Sly. Sly Stallone on
Sly Stallone
our new commercial. But he's disappeared now. He was shy, so he's off. He's off, gone.
You want me to do it or not?
Oh my God, there he is! Yeah. So what do you think, Sly?
Yo, I think you should all go down on the internets in the inner tubes and type in the Googles and let the Googles bring you back Tanya Diamond's new book because it'll teach you some stuff about sex and it's important.
I'm just so thrilled that you could join us tonight. Thanks. That was my mystery guest. This is our mystery guest, Sly. Is his name really Sly?
I think that's sort of the nickname he always got.
No,
I don't know if it's his real name.
Yeah,
I could look it up.
Thank you, Sam.
I do what I can, and it's not much. So.
He does what he can to bring it, Yeah. It's the little pieces, Sam. A lot of little pieces makes a big pile.
Micro practices. So, all right. So we were talking about change. We were talking about how difficult that really is. So one of my men on one of my programs, one of my coaching programs said to me, why do women get with a man and then want him to change? Why do women want to change us? What is up with that?
That's nature.
Well, of course. Yeah, duh.
Women are cultivators and creators.
If we are made to have children and to see the potential in everything. If we didn't see potential in things, we'd probably kill our children. We would not get through it.
And the only problem with wanting to change that man is that they chose that man.
Well, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
It is true that women want things to change. Men get into a relationship hoping it all stays the same. Right. Including her waist size, butt size, and all that.
Right.
And women get into relationships hoping that there's growth and there's potential and that. Look, that's happening. It's life. Stop fighting it. So either pick a woman that wants to change something you already want to change, so then you look super cool when you change it.
Nice.
So you find out she's a neat freak, and you just really slop out your house every time she comes over, and then as she starts to talk about that, you're like, wow, I think you're right. And so then you kind of like clean up your house, and
then she just
she's
like loves the fact that you made that transformation. Well played, Mrs. Diamond. Miss Diamond, well played.
Quite devious for somebody that believes in authenticity.
Well,
but so probably not the way I would do that. But we do have to get real about this. There's change. Women want men to change. And the reality is most men don't want to really stay the same. I mean, there are some that do, but I believe that men should aspire to greatness, and their women should help lead the way. And, if otherwise you're just a watered down version of a man out there who's not having a very great life. And I'll tell you, the first place it shows up is your sex life.
Right.
If you have an uninspired woman, you're going to have an uninspired sex life, especially if you're uninspired as well. So change is not scary, and it's not bad. But, I tend to like to pick the men that rebel.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know what's up with that. I tend to like really, really strong alpha male type men, and those men tend to be the least interested in change. Unless it's their own volition. In other words, they want to change.
There's that dance to it, and the self-consciousness to grow.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Right. So the big thing to do is, I think we need to look at our relationships and start picking different things than just love and sexual chemistry.
Say that again?
Yeah, I know. Really controversial. Don't pick your relationship because of love or sexual chemistry. Pick your relationship because you might be on the same personal alignment path.
So wait a minute. How do I do that? I mean, you're saying that when I first meet someone and I'm like, wow, she is hot.
Right. But does she like sports? If you're a major sports fan and she doesn't like sports, I don't care how hot she is.
So I should ask real questions rather than trying to impress, seduce, and get her into bed?
I get everybody to find me the 5 top questions you're going to ask on date 1 or 2 to disqualify or qualify the partner. To do that, you have to understand what your values are. Okay, let's say you're a big pet person. You cannot imagine having a life without a pet. That's just how it is. The litter box, the whatever, the dog walking, you are down with it.
So the 5 top questions.
The 5 top questions that will completely impact your life. So as a pet person, you don't really want, and you're like a pet person, you would spend all your savings to save your pet.
Okay.
All of that. You don't pick a person that's okay with animals.
Right. You need someone that's crazy about animals, as you are.
Right.
Are we talking peanut butter off the spoon, sharing a spoon with your dog? Or
yeah. Those people that let their dog lick the inside of their mouth and whatever else. That kind of, exactly.
Pets on the bed and stuff?
Right, exactly. All that stuff. You need to be hanging with somebody that's good with that.
Right.
Not somebody that tolerates it, because that will become a place of contention.
Absolutely. I mean, if someone, I'm not game on the sharing food utensils with pets. Not that opposed to, giving.
But if your partner was sharing the peanut butter spoon with the pet and then came over to kiss you,
no, ma'am, sorry.
So that's not going to work for you.
Not going to fly for me. Go brush and wash, because I know where the dog's tongue has been.
Even though that's cleaner than what your mouth is like, that.
I'm not going to take that personally, but it's a matter of proximity and timing. Given the amount of time of biological enzymatic activity when the dog has just finished cleaning its nether regions and then goes for the ice cream or peanut butter spoon, then goes to the, it's proximity of time,
Yeah, it's all in your mind, but that's
all in
okay.
My mind. When the cat has just cleaned the you-know-what and then looks at me all cute and says, I want to come up and kiss you on the face.
Right.
No.
They have antibacterial saliva that actually kills all those germs. Otherwise, they die.
So does the Komodo dragon.
No, the Komodo dragon has a very septic tongue. You will die if a Komodo dragon bites you.
If a Komodo dragon licks you or shares a peanut butter spoon
You're in trouble. No Komodo dragons.
You're in trouble.
But anyway, so we need to pick people that have the same type of values. So you really need to contemplate what your main values are in your life. I mean, let's say you are a travel fanatic, and so you're on a date, and I'd say like, okay, Josh, you're the travel fanatic, and you would ask me a question like,
so where is your top 5 places you want to go in the world?
Oh my God, I cannot go anywhere that does not involve car. I have to be in a car. I will not get on a plane. Absolutely.
So you're not a plane traveler?
No, I will not get on a plane. I will not get on a boat. I am so not okay with that. I can take a car, maybe a train. I don't know. That's kind of pushing it.
Car, maybe a train. Backpacking, walking. Can you walk?
Yeah, I can walk.
Okay.
Yeah, walking's fine.
So we've got a car or an RV.
Yeah. Okay, an RV. Yeah.
Okay, so car and RV travel. So
Right.
I'm thinking about Europe.
No, because how would we get there? We're gonna have to take a plane.
Submarine.
So anyway, you see
Right,
where
you
this
have to
is
be motor
going,
plane.
right?
This is not going to work.
Okay, see, but people won't care, and they'll go, "Oh, she's hot," and
Yeah.
it's like. Then you have to say, will I really compromise my life? So you could ask them, so how do you feel about people that travel separate when they're together? How do you feel about your partner taking long vacations, traveling around the world without you?
Oh, right.
And if they're
Occasionally,
completely
I like
cool.
to take vacations totally on my own.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, how are you with that? If I'm gone like 6 months out of the year traveling and, you're at home, are you cool with that?
How would you work out the romantic aspect of that?
Right. So you need to, there's some things that if they're vitally important to you, they really, really need to be discussed. And, it's like the children, you don't have kids and you want kids. You can't date a person for 3 months and then find out they really want kids and you absolutely are not going to have them.
You have to get those tough questions taken care of in advance,
So one of my clients asked me, so what about sex? How do I approach that on the first or second date? And I go, well, there's, ways to do this. You can elegantly, as a man, say to a woman, I'm looking for a mate. I'm looking for my life partner. That's why I'm dating. And what's really important to me, is a high level of intimacy, not just vulnerable intimacy, but actual intimacy and sexuality. And so I do want a very active sex life. And, once I get to know somebody, once I'm in a relationship, that type of thing, and I wanted to know how you feel about that. I mean,
wow.
That's okay to ask that way.
Yeah.
It's not like saying, now I'm blatant.
Is that first date material?
Oh, no, this is me on a first date. Because, part of it, if you can't handle the questions I ask you on a first date,
right,
you just can't hang with me. So, my thing is, hey, I'm totally into sex. And what do you think about sex? Would you have a perfect world? How often would you have sex?
Perfect world.
Right.
I think at least once or twice a day.
Yeah, see? Okay. Because, the guys that are like, oh, I'm really into the quality. I think, once a week is really good. I was like,
who says that?
I don't know. There are men out there.
Once a week.
Or twice a week. There are men out there. They think that's what you
week.
want to hear as a woman.
Well, yeah, want to hear as a woman. I mean, realistically, once or twice a day with option to modify depending on the day.
Yeah. And, and of course, I've put that up to the task. I've had the men like once, I want sex every day. I'm like, really? All right, let's do it. Men just can't keep up.
Yeah, it also depends on what, how you're engaging in the intimacy. If you're practicing ejaculation mastery.
Right, which you need to be really if you're going to have sex every day.
If you're going to have sex often, mandatory. Otherwise, it's like, honey, I just...
I'm not sure.
I've
heard, I'm not a machine. What is it you want from me?
I will drain your life.
I am dying over here. Really?
Right.
Wow.
And the reality is you have to, I think, because I would love more than once a day, but then I would also equally enjoy maybe going a day or a few without.
Yeah, see?
Because that builds that tension and connection.
Exactly. Right.
Doesn't mean we're not going to touch each other.
Right. Yep. So these are questions, though, like religion, like spirituality, so I'm a really spiritual person and my spirituality is really important to me. And so, I might be going on silent retreats or wanting to do a silent, week in the house, blah, blah, blah. How do you feel about that? Oh, I couldn't imagine doing anything,
Right. That's crazy.
Now, you don't have to ask it like in your stuff. You can say, I was reading this thing the other day about people that do silent retreats.
Right.
And you'll just
That'd be really cool. Personally, I think that would be great.
Right. And so you'll get somebody's, answer about that. But top 5. The top 5.
Top 5
questions
important questions
you need to find out pretty soon when you're dating. Sam, are you single or in a relationship?
I have a girlfriend.
Yeah. And did you ask those top 5 questions?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
How long have you been together?
About 13 months.
13 months? Everything's fabulous. You're learning lots on this show, right?
Of course. I'm taking extensive notes.
Oh yeah, he's over there like
He'll be writing a book
shortly behind the scenes at the radio show with the Tantra teacher.
I'll be writing an addendum to your book.
Yeah, actually, it'll be like hitting up the Star and the National Enquirer, saying you should see what happens behind the scenes on this show. Anyway, so did you pick well?
I think so.
13 months. Yeah.
I mean, it's still going. So. Yeah.
Oh, did you pick? It's still going. I don't know. He's not telling because she probably listens to the show.
I don't think so. Yeah, but I wouldn't know.
Yeah. So but are there anything that you think you should have asked?
Maybe. I mean, I guess I could always think of it that way, but
yeah.
I guess it's always that intrigue to see how things are going to work out.
The intrigue?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Intrigue is good, unless you're like, once in a relationship and then going, damn. That's not working out so well.
But I'm not at that point, but I mean...
Cool.
I'm not saying that it couldn't get to that point, but I don't know.
Right. Awesome. So, long term, gonna stick with this woman?
Well, for now.
Yeah, for now. I like
don't have any plans to bail, but I mean...
He wouldn't tell us anyway. He's making hand signs.
I'm twiddling my thing.
Oh, he's twiddling
the wire.
He's twiddling his thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
You got to watch out on this show.
Look out for this guy.
Thank you for that for those candid remarks.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
I know. He never knows when he's we're just all of a sudden out of the blue. Hey, so sad.
And you're our new guest.
Now you know why there aren't anybody doing this show. They keep rotating them out because we've.
Well, I'm stepping up to the challenge.
They're awesome.
You're stuck
with me. Baby.
Yeah, awesome. Yay! So, all right, the 5 questions, they're important unless you're Sam and you want to go for the intrigue.
5 top questions. I just put it on my Facebook.
Okay, what do you got?
What are the top 5 questions that you should ask on a first date? What's the most important things you need to know before getting into a relationship? Well, to me, my mind, all of a sudden goes in so many different directions. But I'm striving to. I'm in my vow of celibacy, so I fantasize about what I would ask and how I would keep my arousal in intellect, in expression and experience, rather than I want her.
Right, I'll do anything. I'll do anything.
Right.
So here's something though. Like for me, it would seem like a duh if you were going to be with me that you were okay with growth. Being personally challenged to
personally
expand
interested in personal growth,
your comfort zone, right? I mean, that's kind of a duh.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. And I even had a man that I dated met me at a workshop. He took my workshop. He took 2 of my workshops. You would think after 2 workshops with me,
he would have an idea.
You'd have an idea that if you were hooking up with me, life was not just going to be let's just hang out and everything's hunky dory. It's more like, can we really expand past that? Can we push even further against the human condition?
Right.
Right? How far can we take it? And he was kind of like a little while into it. He's like, I don't know. I don't understand why you want things to change. You're kidding, right?
Did you listen to anything I did or said in my workshop, or were you just
I don't know.
brain dead after the first hour?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where why do you always have to change me? Stop yawning.
That's my job.
I know, it's my job. It's what I do for a living.
Right.
Now, isn't that perfect? So what I've done, all you frustrated ladies out there that keep trying to change people, they pay me to do that now.
Yeah.
Men actually pay me to help them change.
We need to start a list of these men so that the women of the world who want a man who's willing to work this life experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of my questions. Are you willing to work on your life?
Right.
Are you willing to, be present, face some hard questions together? Not just hard questions for me, but hard questions together.
Yep.
Find your comfort zone and push it.
Yep. But you know what? It's okay if you're not. If you're one of those people in a couple that you're sitting in separate armchairs, watching the TV night after night.
Right.
Barely saying a word to each other other than, do you want some ice cream?
That's intimate. Let me tell you.
Maybe you're both happy that way.
That's what floats your boat. I mean, for some people, that's traveling around the world.
Right. And if 2 people are truly happy that way, and they've actually found nirvana with each other that way.
Ice cream and lazy boy chairs.
Ice cream in the lazy boy chair, because I was in that relationship. And I remember looking at my partner one day and saying, are you happy like this? And he goes, what do you mean? And I'm like, can could you envision doing this for the next 5 or 10 years, just like this? And he goes, well, I don't understand why you always think things need to change. Why can't we just be content? Why can't we just be happy with the way that things are?
Answer the question.
I'm like,
Wrong answer.
all right, okay.
That's kind of a no.
Gee, Tanya, why did you pick this one? Anyway, yeah, you need to understand that those things are probably not going to change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so now you can go out and live your own life. If you're in one of those relationships, you can just get up off that lazy boy.
Get up off of that lazy boy.
Which I did, went over to the computer chair.
Right. And started to do something.
Right. And then, of course, I got well, you don't care about us because you're always on your computer. Yeah, okay. That's fine. No, I'm not in that relationship because now we're both on a computer chair. So now instead of lazy boys, we're facing computer screens.
But you guys are making a future. You guys are building a business. Yeah, you guys are thriving and striving to create your ideal reality, which right now taking some work. Springtime, things are pushing through the ground.
It's like 100 hours a week we are putting in here.
It is hot and cold. One day it'll shine, the next day it might snow, but guess what? Summer's coming.
Yeah. And my only comment about that is that I'm really glad that he enjoys my butt that looks like my computer chair. Right. I've been in that computer chair so long. I think what I was thinking about doing is getting a mold. Yeah, I actually had that thought. Custom make your butt. If you sit in a chair a lot, you get custom butt chair.
We could get a J-Lo mold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we could have chairs that are custom designed to the butt shape you want.
And you just sit in there. You put on this special cream that makes things more pliable.
A little lymphatic cream.
Right. And then you sit in it and you spend all your time in it. And pretty soon, you got a butt like J-Lo.
We've got a product here. Because how many people have flat butt?
A lot of people have flat butt.
From sitting in chairs for a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you have, we're not just talking memory foam.
No, we're talking
pre-molded butt makeover.
Butt makeover. We got it here, and you heard it first at Learning Tantra.
You heard it first at Learning Tantra. This is Modern Tantra. How to care deeply for your relationship and how to shape your butt.
That's right, because we're all about all of life. So we've just got a few minutes left. I want to tell you that I have a couple of spots open for some coaching programs right now. Not much. I'm really busy, really crazy with all the interviews and the book launch and stuff. Remember the book launch. Now you go now.
March 23rd.
BeyondSexTantra.com. BeyondSexTantra.com. Fill in the email thing so we send you the notice that tells you when to buy the book so you can get into the grand prize drawing for a week stay in Hawaii.
Nice.
And all the other plethora of goodies that will be raining down upon you.
All the opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. And if you are listening to me and you don't have anything to do this weekend, starting tomorrow night at 7 p.m., and you can make it to the Sunshine Coast, or you can make it to a phone and call me or email me. If you call me, email me tonight, or call me, 206-276-2735, which you could find at learningtantra.com. Call me. I will get you in like the most amazing price for that workshop.
The deal.
I will give you the deal of the century because I have one spot left in that. So these are the things that are happening. The book launch, our life, more products, erotic mapping coming soon. All these things are coming soon. Anyway, thank you so much for spending. You know what? I do want to be grateful to all of you guys. You listen to me. You send me great emails. You call me up. I love you all. I think you're amazing. And we're out. We'll be out in a minute.
Love, Sex, and Intimacy Show with your host, Tanya Diamond. Visit our website at www.tanyadiamond.com. That's TANJA for more information on workshops and classes.